Good morning, class. We are the Group 2C, and what we're about to report or present is all about how print media can be effective with promoting civil engineer. The following are the members, which is me as Axel Vladimir V. Estrella, James Parajas, Gilberto Casimo Jr., Prince Victor, Victor Fajardo, and Emmanuel Pajarillo. And for the next slide, what is print media? Print media is one of the oldest and basic forms of mass communication. It includes newspapers, weeklies, magazines, monthlies, and other forms of printed journals. A basic understanding of the print media is essential in the study of mass communication. And also, we can use print media to announce or promote our chosen courses, which is civil engineer. And for the next slide, printed media are materials used to inform, instruct, and motivate learners. Some materials may be used as a learning aids used in the classroom, training materials used in the workshops, seminars, or trainings, or as information materials to announce upcoming events or products. And for the advantages, it is portability. Portability because it is easily carried, or moved because you can touch print medias. And also, it is easy to make, cheap, and common as it is already an old school one. And for the disadvantages, which is too common, just like I've said earlier, this is already an old type of media, because nowadays we now have online such as social medias, which is much easier and better. But still, print media is still effective when it comes to promoting civil engineer, as it is also used to establish the trust of every person who is reading the print media. And the next one is conveys only verbal languages. This is quite a disadvantage because you only can see written works. It does not include videos and etc. Takes time to update because it is made of books or newspapers which you need to have or buy first to know the details. And also the next one is list of print media that can promote civil engineering, which is books or textbooks, newspapers, newsletters, magazines, and handouts.
Books or textbooks. Books are the oldest form of print media that are used as a way of communication and information piece. They give an opportunity to writers to spread their knowledge about a particular subject to the whole world. They are a diverse platform comprising varied topics that include literature, history, fiction, stories, and many more that not only increase our knowledge but also entertain us. A book is actually a collection of pages which are later bound together after printing is invented. Books were printed giving knowledge of various sectors to the world. Example of a book: Introduction to Civil Engineering Systems, Perspective of the Development of Civil Engineering Facilities. This book presents an integrated system approach to the evaluation, analysis, design, and maintenance of civil engineering systems, addressing recent concerns about the world's aging civil infrastructure and its environmental impact. The author makes the case for why any civil infrastructure should be seen as part of a larger whole. Walks readers through all the phases of civil project, from feasibility assessment to constructions to operations, and explaining how to evaluate tasks and challenges at each phase using a holistic approach. Unique coverage of ethics, legal issues, and management is also included.
Newsletter is a tool that businesses and organizations use to communicate relevant and beneficial information to their network of clients, prospects, and subscribers. By using newsletter, you may provide interesting facts or informations, advertise sales, and increase traffic to your website directly in your audience inbox. Lastly, one of its purpose is to advertise a good service and establish a personal connection between you and your subscriber. So here are some examples of a newsletter. Next, we're going to talk about its advantages and disadvantages. First, let me talk about the advantages. It helps you to promote your business. Basically, a newsletter motivates customers to buy from you. Next is no wastage. People who subscribe or saw your newsletter are definitely interested in your topic and is looking for your solutions. Next is longer shelf life. Print newsletters enjoys a longer shelf life, which means it leads to more active engagement. So, for the disadvantages, the first disadvantage is expectations. Expectations from subscribers are high for its content. Next is budget. Budget and timeline may strain marketing resources. And lastly, cost. Cost prohibits to publish in more than one language for most companies, especially international. And that's all. Thank you for today.
Next is newspaper. Newspaper is a popular form of print media. It is published in daily or weekly in either tabloid or broadsheet, and it covers a variety of topics from local and international news. To recapitulate everyone, what is tabloid and broadsheet newspaper? Tabloid is smaller than standard newspaper, which focuses on less serious content, especially celebrities, sports, and sensational crime stories. The leading tabloids in the Philippines are Abante, Bulgar, People's Journal, People's Tonight, and Filipino Star Ngayon. On the other hand, broadsheet are standard or full-size newspaper that takes a serious look at major news events. The national broadsheet currently in circulation are as follows: the Manila Bulletin, Philippine Daily Inquirer, Philippine Star, the Manila Times, Business World, Manila Standard Today, and etc. Newspaper has many use. And first is information provider. It contains commentaries or retrospective articles about event. They are served as secondary source, whether used as primary or secondary source. Newspaper can provide a valuable research tool. Second is opinion builder. Opinion is meant to supplement the news portion and provide for an exchange of ideas. There are typical two types of opinion published in newspaper. One is editorial, which is statement made on behalf of the newspaper itself. Editorials are distinctive format that are only placed in newspaper, where the opinions of paper as an organization are explicitly represented. Third is entertainment provider. Newspaper can be used as entertainment because it has word games, crossword, mini comics, and such. Not only that, even sometimes the news can you read could entertain you as it is random, ridiculous, and humorous. That is why newspaper is not only informative but also entertaining as well. And last but not the least is advertising. Newspaper advertising has long been effective to market and business, with this being driven by how wide of an audience may publication have. And in terms of local papers with small leadership, companies will be able to target a specific group of people interested in the products or services. Many newspapers can also offer targeted market approach, as they will have significant idea or core demographics. Alongside this, you will also able to place your ad in the specific section of the newspaper, which means that it should be seen by people who are already interested in your category or product or service. That's all.
So, as we finish discussing the definition of newspapers and states all its common advantages and disadvantages, we will now move forward to another print media, which is magazine. So, like what you can read on your screen, magazines are printed publications that give information in a variety of topics. It contains a collection of stories, photos, and ads stuffed between the front and back cover. So, I know that magazines are quite common and already familiar for us. So, however, did you know that there are two different types of magazines? First is the commercial magazine, which tries to sell, think ads, or sponsor articles, and the other one is called editorial magazines. Editorial magazines are magazines that has a goal to educate or to entertain the readers. So as we move forward to the next slide, we will give you some examples of magazine related to civil engineering. So the two of this is an example of editorial magazine entitled Construction and Civil Engineering, Breaking New Grounds, and the other one is Construction and Civil Engineering, Making Connections. So Construction and Civil Engineering magazines addresses the broad issue facing companies involved in the built environment. It covers areas as diverse as house and road buildings, oil and gas projects, shipbuilding, bridges, wind farms, and also rail construction. Major infrastructure projects will be covered alongside several sub-disciplines, including environmental engineering. So, as I read some of its pages, their magazine tells stories and strategies in construction while preserving the environment. And this undergoes with the topic of environmental engineering. So now we will discuss how do civil engineers utilize magazine. So number 1, they use magazines to help their idea or product in becoming relevant. So as you publish your products to magazine, your brand or idea then becomes recognizable. In fact, magazines are a great way to build a firm because in most cases, the high quality of the publication allows picture within your ad to be displayed with a freshness and clarity lacking in other mass media. If you continue to advertise in the same magazine, over time you'll find many of those customers will become loyal. And what's more important about this loyal customer is they will then recommend you to other like-minded people. So, number 2 reason why civil engineers utilize magazine is that magazines are a long-term media. So, magazines are less disposable than other media, with copies often read by friends and families left around their places, such as their house, in cafes, waiting rooms, and libraries, then will eventually pick up by someone and read it again and again. You will never know where they will turn up. The good thing is, it's all additional exposure for your firm. The third reason why civil engineers utilize magazine is that magazine allow you to be more descriptive and impart more information than you can in television or radio ad. So, using magazines, you've got the opportunity to expand more your product or service, show decent quality pictures, and even include incentives. You can also make your ad work harder by using it as a data collection tool for future promotions. So, if you wanting to target new customers, advertising in a magazine related to your business should be at the top of your list. You can be sure that people reading the magazines are more likely exactly the type of customers you're after.
Handouts. A handout is a document which contains news or information about something and which is given. One of its purpose is to enable us to quickly absorb the important ideas or to later summarize it. Civil engineering can be promoted with this because handouts are prints that have multiple slides per page to distribute to your audience. It concentrates on the ideas without having to take notes. It captures any non-verbal data accurately and personalizes the presentation with notes.
So for the last part, we will discuss the benefits of print media to civil engineering. So, print media such as magazine, newspapers, books, billboards, and many more were used to reach higher brand recognition. So, according to researchers, in general, brand recognition is 70% higher among those given the print pieces compared to the digital. quite big, right? But what does it mean? It means that when someone picks up your brochure, flyer, or other print media, they are more likely to remember your brand than if they were looking at your website. So number 2 benefit of print media to civil engineering is that it is also used to establish the trust of every client. So look on any computer and you will likely see a whole host of ad blocking programmers to prevent pop-ups and advertisement appearing on websites. This shows a distinct mistrust on online advertisement, which isn't surprising when we have hackers attempting to lure you with false promises. With digital advertising, it is difficult to know which adverts to trust. However, with print ad or advertisement, what you see is literally what you get. There is no potential malware lurking to you, unaware or concerned about the legitimacy of the advertisement. So the third and last benefits of print media to civil engineering is that print media is still evolving and changing as technology advances. So print may have seen a large reduction in the last few years, but that doesn't mean it isn't still changing and evolving as technology advances. So in the past few years, we have seen the AR, or what we call augmented reality, bring to life advertisement from a page of billboard with the use of phone, simply phone, and the simple computer generated barcode. We have also seen the cost of printing reduced due to the advancement in printing methods. So, who's here are familiar with Pokemon Go? There is a feature in Pokemon Go that you can use your camera when you are catching a Pokemon so that the game becomes more realistic. And this is also the concept used by engineers in implementing or utilizing augmented reality. When the client scans their brochure, they will see the 3D image of the picture, and they can also see the actual result of the plan.